we have quite a few areas of the market leading. I think this decline in the dollar is helping. I think the decline in interest rates is helping. I think if you look at what's leading the market, and certainly today as well as in recent weeks, there's three main areas that really stand out. Growth stocks, led by obviously a lot of the technology names and consumers, communication service companies. I think they benefit with interest rates going lower. They can sort of expand their multiples, right? People can pay more for those stocks as interest rates go lower. And that's an area that's been rebounding very strongly off the April lows and continues to provide leadership. We just saw the Nasdaq make all-time new cycle highs this week. So that's confirmation that that trend is still intact. And if we look elsewhere in the market, it's not just tech and growth stocks. Financials have been leading, primarily in the financial services area. That's where the brokers and asset managers are. Some of the crypto-related exchanges are there as well. That's been driving it. But the other side are the banks, and they've been notable laggards. Now, they're having a pretty decent day over the last couple of days. And I think what's interesting there is as the short end of the interest rate curve starts to go down, that's the 2-year yield, as that starts to fall and the 10-year and the 30-year stay relatively stable, the curve is steepening. So that's pretty good for banks in a lending environment. They borrow at the short end, they lend at the long end. That tends to be pretty good for those. So I think the banks are starting to recover here. And I think a weaker dollar is very helpful for the industrials, right? They're exporters, so their goods become cheaper for folks outside of the country to buy. And so there's an area, the industrial sector has been making new relative or new price highs over the last number of weeks as well. So get a little bit more cautious moving into Q3. It's not a hugely bearish statement, but I think people need to be careful chasing a lot of these stocks that have rallied very strongly moving into Q3. I'm actually going to be looking at more defensive areas as we transition through Q3 as an area to park some capital as an anchor to windward.
Times Internet, with over 6 times more unique users on social media. Network 18, the undisputed leader of news networks, way ahead of the times.